Hey, what's up guys? Radku here, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video. And today is going to be Tenyi. Now, this is a fan favorite deck of a lot of people, and I think it's a really cool and unique archetype. So without further ado, let's get into it. So Tenyi gains advantage off if you have a normal monster on the field. And they're all worm monsters, which is a very unique archetype, or a very unique typing. So without further ado, let's get into it. First, I play 3 copies of Tenyi Spirit Vishuddha. This card, if you control no effect monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Now, that's the same with all the Tenyi monsters, so I'm not going to read that part. If you control a face-up non-effect monster, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard, then target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. So non-destruction removal from the field is great. So you can send it back to the hand, and you're not actually losing any advantage because it's in your hand or graveyard. So that's great. Then I played 3 copies of Shitana. Of course, special summon. You can If a face-up non-effect monster you controlled is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of the destroyed monsters, special summon it. And yeah, so this deck definitely does gain advantage from sending to the grave. And all in all, it's really good link spam deck as well. And then this can help protect it. Then I play 3 copies of Adhara. It can special summon, and if you control a non-effect monster, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard, then target one of your banished worm monsters except for this card, add it to your hand. So this can easily get back some of your better Tenyi monsters, and it's great for like just resurrection plays. 3 copies of Ashuna. If you control a face-up non-effect monster, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard, special summon one Tenyi monster from your deck. So this one can add to your hand from the graveyard. This one can special summon from the deck. So this card is like amazing starter. If you control no effect monsters, you can special summon it, which means you can summon it first turn and then easily summon out a really good monster. And then I play 2 copies of Mapura. I felt like this one and the next one aren't as good as the other ones. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a face-up non-effect monster you control, quick effect, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. So on top of just being a good destruction safe, it's a decent card. Like, if you have it in your hand, it's not bad. Plus, you can still use it for link plays because of its initial effect. I feel like it's just one of the weaker cards. Then I play 1 copy of Nahata. So this card's effect: when an attack is declared involving your face-up non-effect monster and an opponent's face-up monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard. That monster loses 1,500 attack points. So I felt like this was just the least consequential because attack points don't really matter nowadays. Like, there's not real head-to-head battles, but if you have a situation where you have like a monk on the field or even like some of your weaker ones, it's great to be able to save your monsters. So 1 copy of that if you need it. Then I play 2 copies of Mermare. This is one of your summons from the deck. It can only be special summoned with the effect of worm monsters, which makes it great in this deck. So I play 2 copies of it. During your main phase, you can reduce this card's level by 1, and if you do special summon 1 Mermare token, which again, this deck is a link spam deck, so that is a great move. Then I play 3 copies of Vanity's Ruler and 1 copy of Light and Darkness Dragon. Light and Darkness is just for the negations. This is a going first deck, but it can go second really well. Same with my Orcus deck yesterday. Go check it out. So this card, you don't really normal summon a lot in this deck. The most you do is normal summon your low level Tenyis. But this is great just to end your boards, and it negates your opponent's special summons, as well as being able to save your special summons as well. And Light and Darkness Dragon is just a good card. And then I play triple effect Veiler and double Ash. Ash is just in case like you don't get one of your vanity's ruler. You can protect your board that you've made, or you can stop your opponent's play so that you can make better boards on your turn. Then I play 3 copies of Heavenly Dragon Circle. Tribute 1 worm monster, add 1 worm monster from your deck to your hand, or if you tributed a non-effect monster, activate this card. To activate this card, you can special summon it instead, but negate its effects. So basically, you don't actually have any non-effect monsters in the main deck, but you can easily spam out your monk or your berserker of the Tenyi, and to use your effects, which is good, and that card just really helps. Vessel of the Dragon Cycle, send 1 worm monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then if you control a face of non-effect monster, you can add it from your deck to your hand. Tenyi from your deck to your hand with a different name. So that card's fine. It's pretty good. 3 copies of Flawless Protection of the Tenyi. This card is your draw spell of the deck. I do run 2 Pot of Avarice, but draw spells are really good in this deck, especially since it's a link spam deck that can summon itself, that the monsters can summon itself out. So I'm thinking about bumping up Pot of Avarice because you actually gain advantage by sending them back to your deck. Because since this is a link spam deck, and some of them have banished effects, but you can summon them out and summon more link monsters with them. So Pot of Avarice might even gain you advantage, and yeah. Then I play, of course, 3 copies of Fist and the Unrivaled Tenyi. When a face-up spell, trap, or monster effect is activated while you control a non-effect monster, negate the activation. If this set card on the field is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 non-effect monster from your extra deck. So you can just, if it gets destroyed, I'm thinking about putting a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon in here just so that I have the option to go into that, because that card's a huge beater. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the main deck. You can summon out your Berserker or your Monk, so it's great. For the extra deck, 1 Tenyi Spirit Saharas, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how to pronounce that. I run this just because it's your effect link 4 monster. Once you get a monk on the field, you can easily swarm out your other Tenyi monsters. So even though you do run quite a few effect monsters in the extra deck, as long as you have those, you're good to go. 1 copy of Berserker, 2 copies of Berserker of the Tenyi. This is like if you get your monk out on the field, basically the play is you summon out 1 card, summon out your monk, then you can swarm the field with all your other ones, and then you summon out Berserker so that you can use the graveyard effects to use it again. So I play 2 copies of that because it's really easy to summon. 3 copies of Monk because it's just a link 1, so it's super easy to summon. Then I play 1 Shaman, 2 Shaman, 2 Draco Master, 1 Appaloosa for negates, 1 Draco because it's just a great card, 1 Savage Dragon, because it's a negation, one Boral Sword Dragon for OTK purposes, and one Nightmare Unicorn for some spot removal. So that's pretty much it for the deck profile. I'd say it's a really good deck, and I'm thinking about just going through all of the decks that I have, because I've built up quite a collection now. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Please tell me what you think of it in the comments, and I think there's ways to make this deck better. I just need some help. I'm thinking about adding Successor Soul as like a tech option, and I need to add the Blue Eyes Ultimate to this deck as well. So please like, subscribe, share, comment, let me know what you thought of it, and let me know if you want to see any other deck profiles. And I will see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video. Peace.